From criminal justice to Catholic theology, why my autistic brain couldn't ignore Catholicism. My name's Matt. This is my channel, Fire Divine. I'm autistic, I'm Catholic, and I didn't really understand either of those parts of myself until I was in my 30s. Autism has been with me my whole life, but I didn't get diagnosed until my 30s. I always felt different, overwhelmed by social situations, drained by crowds, and always kind of watching life from the outside, masking without knowing I was masking, being exhausted by just a basic conversation all the time, being unable to maintain what people call proper eye contact, things like that. It was hell. I dropped out of high school at 16 because I was burned out in every possible way. Academically, I was excelling all the time, but socially, not there. I still pushed forward. Started college pretty quickly after, and eventually earned an associate's degree in criminal justice, and then a bachelor's in criminal justice administration. I built a law enforcement career. From the outside, I was functioning just fine, or it looked like it. Inside, I was always managing, masking, navigating, shutting down when things got too loud or too socially complicated. I could keep up, but it took everything I had. When I got diagnosed with autism in my 30s, a lot of things started making sense. And right around that time, another big shift started happening. I began seriously questioning my faith. I was raised Protestant and pretty strongly anti-Catholic. I genuinely believed the Catholic Church was wrong, that Catholics didn't follow the Bible, that it was all a man-made tradition. But even before I started exploring Catholicism, I had this quiet sense that something wasn't right. Protestantism felt fractured, inconsistent. Every church taught something different. No clear authority, no foundation. It was all what Pastor Bob decided to teach that week, depending on which church you were going to. Now, if you're autistic, you'll understand this next part. When something captures our attention, it really captures it. Catholicism became a special interest for me. And not just curiosity, but hyper-focus, hyper-fixation. I started researching to prove it wrong, or even to prove it right. What I found did not back up what I'd been taught my entire life. Scripture, church history, the early church fathers, apostolic succession, the Eucharist. The more I read, the more I realized I'd been wrong and I'd been misled by people who didn't even really know that they were wrong and misled. Catholicism wasn't a distortion of Christianity. It was Christianity, the original Christianity. And that deep dive led to a total change in direction for my life. I converted to the Catholic Church, and that same hyper-focus that helped me discover the truth, I'm still using it. Because now I'm working on a master's degree in theology from a Catholic university and pursuing a catechist certification from the same school. I've gone from criminal justice to Catholic theology, from enforcing laws to learning how to teach the faith. It's a huge shift, but it feels like the most natural one I've ever made. I still deal with the same autistic realities. Crowds still overwhelm me. I still shut down in loud, unstructured environments. I still leave early after Mass sometimes. But I don't feel like I have to pretend anymore. Catholicism gives me structure, a rhythm, a place where I can engage deeply without constantly performing. It allows me to worship without emotional hype. It respects silence and it honors consistency. And now, I don't just belong to the church, I defend it. Because I know what it's like to misunderstand Catholicism. I know what it's like to be misunderstood myself. And I believe there's room in the church for people like me, quiet, intense, deeply curious, and often overlooked. If you're autistic, if you're late diagnosed, or thinking maybe you don't belong in the church because of how your brain works or what you were raised to believe about the church, I want you to know this. God sees you. The church needs you. You need the church. And you don't have to become someone else to follow the truth. Christ is risen. Indeed, he is risen.